Camp Kumam was among the Baraza audience. The Baraza seemed more of a long-awaited opportunity to Teso sub-region.
General, when you go back and when you're having a discussion with His Excellency the President, we implore upon you to raise it with His Excellency the President that we are happy that government committed itself to compensate the people of Teso. But we request that this is done in a timely manner but exhaustively.
In the senior presidential advisor, General Muhoozi, according to Teso, there is light at the end of the tunnel.
A big challenge in the sense that the daughters and the sons of Teso that fought alongside him to defeat the LRA in Teso still look at him and ask, when will our effort, when will our humble contribution be recognized? I trust you as a man that fought here against the LRA.
Let me take the opportunity on your behalf to invite you to come and address the people of Teso.
General Muhoozi's address started by recalling his last moments in Teso sub-region.
I'm personally glad to be back in Teso after some time. As some of you may know, I was here in 2003 when the LRA invaded the region.
Muhoozi noted that amid security threats by then from one rebel, Tabule, success was achieved at last.
And as we were returning at night to Soroti, he laid an ambush for us. We were able to disperse that ambush and the terrorists lost.
Muhoozi therefore emphasizes that the current times are worth celebrating since all corners of the country are now peaceful.
Today, we are here to thank God for the peace that all of Uganda is enjoying. The days of insurgency, of rebellions, of IDP camps, of massacres are behind us.
Regarding the concerns raised by members of parliament and local leaders, Muhoozi reiterated that pacifying Karamoja will be the only way to offer full support and peace to Teso sub-region.
The removal of the Turkana herdsmen from Uganda, you remember we were allowing Turkana to come and graze their cows in Karamoja, but now they have been sent back. The raids are reducing because of the pressure that the UPDF is putting on them.
He says there is now good news to celebrate about the process.
Since we launched Operation Usalama kwa Wote in July of 2021, a total of 1,104 guns have been recovered.
General Muhoozi left the podium by recommending the region for heeding to the call of embracing agriculture.
Whereas farmers were getting only 40,000 shillings per acre from cotton, they can get up to 12 million shillings per acre from oranges. So we thank you for taking up orange.
Regarding the full functionalization of Soroti Fruit Factory, General Muhoozi revealed that government is in advanced stages of restructuring the facility in order to serve its intended purpose. Muhoozi's attention will be now focusing on other areas where he will go ahead to preach the gospel of peace, unity and development. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Now, the members of Committee on Physical Infrastructure and Parliament and the Ministry of Works and Transport carried out an inspection on the intelligent transport monitoring systems and the fitting centers within the Kampala bonds. However, the chairperson of the committee, Dan Kimosho, questioned the findings on arrival at these bonds, having found empty tents with no equipment, only to be called fitment centers.
Chair, can we go to Bugolobi where they are saying is work and is permanent? Because seeing this,
the program is rolled out. These big bonds, where we have most of the vehicles, like the officer has explained, is to ensure that the service is not disrupted, but at the same time, the turnaround time for customs and the owner of the vehicle gets this vehicle on time. Now, for that matter, these are what we call temporary fitment centers.
The Ministry of Works convinced us that the best area was Toyota. So we went to Toyota, the home of Toyota vehicles in Uganda. Toyota is a permanent home where they are, and where we went is their permanent home. So whatever we found was supposed to be a permanent structure to be used. but when we reached there, it was a tent.
We have not come here to see sheds. Where are they fitting equipment, which have come to see? Because this project should have begun way back, according to the implementation of it.
Honorable, we visited what is there. We have come to police. They were taking us through how the system is supposed to work. And we shall come up with a report on what we have seen. What we saw is what we saw. And what is there is what is there.
In the whole system, we have only been viewing police cameras. Everything is the police. So we are wondering, why are we not using our police cameras and the police system to just improve and run the system? Now we bring in the people, these briefcase people from wherever we don't know. So we have a challenge with it, and we want to go back and make our own statements. We want to go back in Parliament and really put our foot down and make sure these guys, because to be very sincere, this is not in the interest of Ugandans.
Men who are here, they seem to be knowing nothing. So what we are seeing, and these people had told us they are going to launch, but they discovered that they never even had even a piece of a number plate in the country.
Today, when we come to investigate what is in the police, in fact, we shall be doing duplication. If we went along to contract a Russian company to do a system that is already in place in police, in Uganda police. We have the infrastructure, we have the systems in place, therefore there is no need for us to, again, contract a foreign company that is even going to hack into our systems.
Now, the Commander Land Forces, Lieutenant General Kayanja Mahanga, has assured Congolese of peace in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo as the joint forces heightened the offensive against the ADF rebels in all the 3 sectors under the command of UPDF in volatile North Kivu province. Lieutenant General Mahanga made these remarks while meeting Congolese chiefs, local committees and residents of Kalivuli, Kaluluma, who have resettled in their homes after the return of peace in most areas of North Kivu.
The Command of Land Forces, Lieutenant General Kayanja Mahanga, has joined Operation Suja Commander Major General Diko Lum in a company of officers from Faradase DRC National Army in Karuruma in North Kivu Province to heighten the offensive against the main ADF small pockets.
Mjua kwamba tumekuja hapa kumalizia hawa wasiwadanganye na tunaenda kuwamalizia. Nasikia?
Lieutenant General Kayanja Mahanga first held a meeting with Operation Suja High Command of senior and junior officers at Sector 3 headquarters in Karuruma over the implementation of Operation Suja, among other tactical operations. Later, General Diko Lum took him to Kalivuli playgrounds and held a meeting with Congolese chiefs and civilians.
Kwa niaba ya nzanzu kasivita tunawapigia asante UPDF na FARDC hata na services zingine za la polisi
wasaidie kuraforce tena wa military wa kwetu, na raforo wakati iliongezeka ni kwa leo ndio tunasema kwamba hakika tumeona sasa tena hakuna gisi.
Wanaenda kuoa watoto ya miaka 13, watoto ya miaka 15 ambao wangekuwa wanasoma.
Lieutenant General Kayanja Mahanga and Major General Diko Lum expressed gratitude to the Congolese support rendered to the joint forces of UPDF and Fadaka Army. The UPDF and Fadaka forces have pushed ADF out of their stronghold, including Karuruma, Chavinyonge, Chondo, Isari, Kabaseu, Museya in North Kivu Province.
As you very well know, all this area, Mwarika Valley, was controlled by the ADF. It was controlled by the ADF. They were even collecting taxes from markets here. But since then, after defeating the ADF here in Sector 3 in Mwarika Valley, the government, the DRC government found it good to start constructing a road right from River Semuliki.
General Diko Lum cautioned Congolese civilians to be vigilant and report ADF collaborators among them.
Tunajua na tunaelewa kwamba hapa Isale Hills, kwamba Butembo, kwamba hapa Karuruma na Museya kuna watu wengi wanafanya na ADF. Hiyo tunajua. Sasa kama nyinyi hamtatuambia, nani atatuambia? So lazima mtuambie. Tunajua Tukianza kushika wale wabaya, mtasema Waganda na FRDC wamekuja kushika watu yetu. Sasa nyinyi ndio muje mtuambie. Mkishatuambia basi tutawachukua kwa serikali iwachukulia hatua.
Haruna Mteisasira, UBS News.
The news coming in, the Operation Shuja Commander Major General Diko Loom has unveiled the recovered weapons and live ammunition captured from the Allied Democratic Forces ADF rebels by the joint forces of Uganda People's Defense Forces and Armed Forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo. The weapons include submachine guns, multi-purpose machine guns and live ammunitions. They also rescued women and children and captured 2 ADF soldiers from Mwalika Valley.
And if you follow carefully, you'll see that we have recovered. I told you in the beginning that we have a lot of weapons that have also been recovered by the FRDC, our counterparts in Operation Shuja. But as of what we have on the Ugandan side is a total of 142 pieces of AK-47 or the SMG, 8 pieces of PKM, the multipurpose machine gun. Then we have 3 pieces of RPG, 1 piece of 60mm mortar, over 8,000 rounds. And I will assure you, when I'm talking of 8,000 rounds, that should be double or triple, because some of the ammunitions, to avoid carrying, our soldiers end up using them. I mean, why should we bring them back? But we have more than 8,000. Recovered armors for PK, not less than 1,500. Charger ports, walk-talkies, etc. with over 31 defectors. Defectors meaning those who have come out from the ADF ranks and reported to us. Children abductees rescued, over 156. We have always been handing them over here. We also have enemies that are captured alive. They are, the ADF captured alive, that's over 50. So over 548 of the ADF so far killed out of action. Plus those we don't even know whether they have died or not.
There you go. The Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, has objected a move by the Forum for Democratic Change Party to replace Ibrahim Ssemujju with Yusuf Nsibambi as the FDC party whip in the 11th Parliament. Recently, the Secretary General of FDC, Nandala Mafabi, wrote to the Speaker of the decision to make changes in the FDC whip position. The Speaker acted after a petition by 9 members of the FDC who assert that Nandala Mafabi made an individual decision outside of the party National Executive Committee. Speaker Anita Among wants the FDC to harmonize on the internal process of electing a party whip.
In the plenary for Tuesday, 15th August 2023, the Prime Minister Robin Anabanja was seen congratulating MP Yusuf Nsibambi as the new FDC party whip.
You know, we have been treated to a number of scenarios, some from FDC, which is almost dying. My brother Nandara and others.
But Buheju County Member of Parliament Francis Mwijuche showed to journalists a petition which a team of 9 members of Parliament subscribing to the Forum for Democratic Change signed and presented to the Speaker of Parliament, rejecting the move by the FDC Secretary General Nandala Mafabi to sack Kira Municipality MP Ibrahim Ssemujju from the position of the FDC party whip.
No, we are not fighting a member. We are just we don't want to set a precedent where a cabinet takes over the mandate of Parliament. We don't want to say that. That means tomorrow any party, its Secretary General can just write to the Speaker and say we no longer want so and so as rope.
Francis Mwijuche was among the petitioners who claim that the process of appointing Maokota South MP Yusuf Nsibambi to replace Ssemujju was outside the National Executive Council of FDC.
Now that his communication is not informed by NEC, that means he was just annoyed, he was angry that the Honorable Ssemujju had made certain statements or was interested in contesting for Secretary General. So we don't want somebody to use his office to suspend, dismiss, just because somebody is interested in your office. So the decision of Nandara was out of anger.
The Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, based on the cries in the petition, to advise the FDC to first resolve the matters raised by the petitioners to avoid what she described as legal consequences. This was contained in the letter the Speaker has written to Nandala Mafabi, the Secretary General of the FDC.
Me, I am here as FDC because of the National Executive Committee, not because of Nandala. But I did not want to extend the lunacy of those guys to Parliament. I wanted to spare Parliament of that lunatic behavior. But they have brought it themselves, and they should be embarrassed. I saw my friend, my brother and Svam celebrating an illegality, a lawyer of his stature.
Whatever I'm talking about, I know there's no way I could have accepted this appointment unless it complied with the law. The working committee that appointed Honorable Semuju, I have minutes, it's the same working committee which appointed me. And the constitution is very clear of FDC. The Political Organizations Act is clear. You have to abide by the code or the constitution of the party.
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gutabinji, UBC News.
Meanwhile, Democratic Party President Norbert Mao has urged Ugandans to recall the country's past and use it as a foundation to kickstart the national truth and reconciliation process. This was during the Democratic Party National Conference in Kampala, aimed at forging a new path for peace and stability of the country through dialogue. Democratic Party President reiterated the need to change the country's political calculus, which has predominantly been characterized by violent change.
The Democratic Party has reiterated the need to change the country political calculus. Democratic Party President Norbert Mao wants a political class to shape the country's destiny by embracing dialogue and analyze the DP-NRM cooperation agreement. He says Uganda's history and political foundation requires compromise and reconciliation to avoid conflict.
Said something in passing which is fundamental, that you cannot have democracy without Democrats. Everybody wants change, but nobody wants to change themselves. Prime Minister Tony Blair said there are three types of people in politics. The first are those he called the doers, those who do things, those who don't just stand idly by. The second group are those he called the reactionaries, those who are always reacting to what the doers are doing. And then the third group he called the commentators, those who are always commenting on what the doers and reactionaries are doing or saying.
For now, the political class needs to pursue value-based politics. The voting system should be inclusive and reflect proportional voting. Democratic Party members held the cooperation agreement between the Democratic Party and the NRM.
As DP, we have always been trailblazers. We now have multi-party democracy. Many people do not know that it is DP that fought to have multi-party democracy. We now enjoy forming political parties. But in the opposition, there is a taboo. There's a culture of political untouchability, that you cannot touch somebody you disagree with. Or if you do so, it must be at night.
We have roughly 1 year and a half, and that is a very short time period. So we need to be able to begin now generating ideas for the next edition, should you wish to amend the agreement.
With that, we take a quick break. When we return, more details. This is News Tonight.
These days, our homes are no longer just the places we live. It's where we attend meetings, go to class, keep each other safe, and entertain ourselves. To do this smoothly, you need a reliable internet connection. Buy the MTN WakaNet router, which connects up to 32 devices and gets a free 40 GB data bundle at only 149,000 shillings. Or buy the MTN WakaNet MiFi at only 75,000 shillings and enjoy a free 15 GB bundle to stream, study, work, and play on the go. Visit any MTN service center to buy the MTN WakaNet router or MiFi and enjoy the internet that does amazing things.
Uganda's oil and gas activities are undertaken in line with the updated environment legislation and benchmarked on international best practice standards in order to continuously ensure coexistence between the oil activities and Uganda's rich biodiversity. Following the award of the Environment and Social Impact Assessment certificates for the Kingfisher, Tilenga, and East African crude oil pipeline projects, various environmental and social management plans have also been developed to ensure sustainable development of the projects. The Petroleum Authority of Uganda is working with other regulatory bodies to monitor all oil and gas activities to enhance compliance and environment protection during oil activities. The Petroleum Authority of Uganda, creating lasting value in Uganda's oil journey.
Hello, darling.
Hi, Granny.
What did you do this weekend?
Well, on Friday, I went on a science trip with my classmates to Windy to see the gorillas. Then, we watched the Cup final in London.
Oh.
On Saturday, my friends and I met up to hunt some dragons. Again. Also, I taught the vacuum cleaner and the TV this new dance everyone's doing. They're really getting into it. And on Sunday, I went to bed watching the world from space. And you? Yes, seriously, Granny.
With Airtel 5G's lightning-fast speeds and seamless connectivity, you won't believe what's next.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Sebo
wanji
eno ye biiri yo
ekiki
okebera malaria omutwalo gumu obujjanjabi bwonna emitwalo 10 engeri gye twamutaddeko eccupa
musawo tosobola kunsalirako nga sinaleeta mukyala wange wano sente zonna nazikozesa mugula eddagala mu zifamasi ne bihabu ebitaakoze
naye mukulu gavumenti yagaba obutimba bw'ensiri gwabo mu makaago tebabusulamu
obutimba bw'ensiri twabufuna naye kati bajjamu ebituli tetumanyi kye bukolera
kuuma ab'omu makaago bw'obutakwatibwa musujja gwa nsiri ng'otunga obutimba bwo buli obujjamu ebituli okutangira ensiri kakasa nti obutimba bwo obusibira waggulu buli ku makya ate towanikako kintu kyonna okwewala okubwonoona kakasanga nti buli omu mu makaago asula mu katimba k'ensiri obudde kabubeere nga bunnyogovu oba nga bwa bbugumu okubakuuma obutakwatibwa musujja gwa nsiri bwe tukwatira awamu tusobola okugoba omusujja gw'ensiri mu Uganda. Obubaka buno bukutuusibwako minisitule y'ebyobulamu ng'eyambibwako Global Fund.
Dear Airtel customer, we know that there are days when unexpected stays in hospital stand in the way of your family's welfare. That is why Hospital Center is here to give you up to 100,000 shillings every night you spend in hospital. Hospital Center also offers up to 4 million in funeral benefit. Dial *185*7*6# to purchase Hospital Center on Airtel Money for as little as 1,000, 3,000 or 5,000 shillings a month. Your cover for the first 1 month is free. Hospital Center is underwritten by Prudential and powered by Toro. Prudential and Toro are regulated by the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda. Airtel Money is regulated by the Bank of Uganda.
Welcome back. You are still watching News Tonight. The youth account for over 70% of Uganda's total population. However, a huge section of them remain unemployed and living below the poverty line. Speaking to the media ahead of the National Youth Day, the Minister of State for Youth and Children Affairs, Sarah Mateke, has urged the youth to look towards government support programs for economic development and transformation.
Government remains committed to supporting the youth sustain economic development and transformation with over 388 million shillings allocated to support youth development programs.
388,438,729 shillings. The businesses that we have supported are more than 22,341, those are the groups, and the youth that have benefited are 258,953. That is for YLP. Then for WEP, we have supported 19,723 projects, and we have given out 127,282,840,207, and those who have benefited are 217,969.
With youth facing unemployment, the minister commended the youth for the resilience and hard work to sustain economic independence.
Yet in the face of adversity, our youth have shown remarkable resilience. They have seized the opportunity to lead the fight against COVID-19, raising awareness, supporting communities, and driving innovation.
The minister underscored the importance of multi-sectoral support to the youth and their views being factored in on matters that concern them.
Initiatives such as the Economic Stimulus Package, the Youth Livelihood Program, Uganda Women Entrepreneurship Program, and the establishment of innovation hubs, the training skills centers, exemplary our dedication to nurturing the potential of our youth. However, we must acknowledge the need for continued investment and resources to ensure sustained growth and development.
Whereas President Museveni has over the years advocated for youth empowerment and economic development, the forthcoming National Youth Day slated for August 18, 2023 will focus on the full recovery from COVID-19 and a focus on the Agenda 2030. Komagum Rogers reporting for UBC.
Pre-Teacher Training Institutions Association of Uganda has petitioned Parliament seeking streamlining of early childhood and education by government. Specialists want the government to own and run nursery education, including nursery training for school teachers.
Here is what you want to do now.
Pre-Teacher Training Institutions Association of Uganda has interfaced with the Education Committee of Parliament, appealing to government to take interest in nursery education. According to the association, right now, the nursery education from the school to training and assessment is done by the private sector, which is risky.
You recall that the Education Act of 2008 deliberately puts the future of the foundation of education of our country into the hands of the private individuals to determine and shape the future of its human resource, social and economic welfare, which I think was a dangerous oversight on the part of the framers of the 2008 Education Act. For it is a well-known fact that a private sector is a profit-oriented sector.
They now want the 2019 National Teachers Policy reviewed to allow government-owned nursery education, including establishing nursery schools and training teachers.
We propose that the government should establish a strong public-private partnership program with a bias in ECCE and all ECD service delivering individuals, NGOs, faith-based organizations, community-based organizations, schools and teacher training institutions.
The custodians of this sector have entrenched selfish interests. They benefit from this chaos. For example, some of them own a kiosk behind Lumumba Hall in Makerere University, which prints and distributes ECCE examinations. You look at appendix.
When the policy is reviewed, it will also allow government to assess the teachers, sponsor them at university level, and employ the nursery teachers.
The National Planning Authority, in its report, observed that there is no uniform assessment of teachers trained to teach in the ECCE centers in Uganda. Most teacher training institutions assess their students basing on their internally developed curricula, while others follow the curricula of different universities they collaborate with. This in the short or long run compromises the quality of ECCE teachers.
The committee members pledged to support the petition by the Pre-Teacher Training Institutions Association of Uganda.
The issue of childhood education, I think, in this country has really dragged for quite a long time. And I want to thank the team particularly for coming up with the salient issues, because without early childhood education, we cannot we cannot get the quality of education that we need. It is a research report. It is evidenced by a research report that over 80% of the children who drop out in primary education are those who do not have the nursery education. And I think when we look at these facts...
Bella Masangano and Philip Aguta for UBC News.
A team from the Lives and Livelihoods Fund, an initiative aligned with the Islamic Development Bank, has visited tea farmers in Toro region. This visit is set to bring about transformative changes for the local community, particularly for the farmers who contribute to the region's agriculture sector.
Led by the State Minister for Local Government, Victoria Rusoke, this delegation explored the Mabale Tea Factory, a vital pillar of the region's agriculture sector.
Most roads are linking district to another. For example, we are now at very good trade links between Ntoroko and Kabarole. We shall take you to the road tomorrow. The water, we are now embarking on supply of water for production.
The projects are not mere ideas. They are actionable steps that are transforming the agriculture sector in Toro region.
Our farmers who have gained from the interventions of different types in form of services, of water, in form of value addition, they are very happy and their yields are increasing and the income equally increasing. That is fulfilling the country targets in the National Development Plan.
Minister Rusoke emphasized that these projects involve the provision of essential resources such as fertilizers and improved access to water, leading to improved crop yields.
Most farmers have now moved to extensive farming, and that is our target. They are planting a lot of different crops. We have revived and intensified on coffee growing. We are adding value on matoke and Irish, and in the tea, more people are joining the tea farming, and in coffee, we are really reviving because we cannot even meet the target of demand for our coffee.
The head of Mabale Tea Factory highlighted the necessity for ongoing support to ensure sustained growth.
When you don't apply fertilizer, the leaf stops growing and it turns dark green. When you wait for it to grow, it turns dark green. To break the dormancy, it takes like 60 days. but this is like 7 days from the last harvesting ground. So fertilizer has two effects. It increases yield and it increases quality.
The investments made by the farmers so far feels like a well-deserved tribute to the dedication and hard work of the locals. The tea farmers of Toro region are on a path to the brighter future, thanks to the Lives and Livelihoods Fund's unwavering support. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
The Deputy Commander of the Special Forces Command, Brigadier Charity Bainababu, has asked the Inspector General Police, Martin Okotochola, to consider elevating the Police Presidential Guard, PPG, to a bigger unit to enable them to retain the promoted officers who have experience to serve the country better. The PPG officers are drawn from the Uganda Police Force. Brigadier Bainababu made the appeal today during a piping ceremony for the recently promoted PPG officers at the SFC headquarters in Entebbe.
Been elevated and crossed a bridge.
A platoon commander.
Without your guidance, we would face many challenges that would have otherwise impeded our tasks. To the newly promoted officers of PPG, congratulations once again. I would only implore you to maintain hard working, to be disciplined. Only the sky will not be the limit. For the personnel who were not promoted, be patient, remain disciplined and hardworking. It will come at its own time. Using the
Now, a total of 120 officers from the Police Presidential Guard were recently promoted following the general promotions that were released by the police headquarters. Government has been asked to invest more in local language research if Uganda is to realize inclusive social and economic transformation. This has been highlighted by Professor Sauda Namialo, the Dean School of Languages in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences at Makerere University during the third conference of the Language Association of East Africa convened at Makerere University by the School of Literature, Languages and Communication.
I was traveling on a bus going.
The third language research conference runs under the theme Empowering Communities for Sustainable Development. It targets providing information to revitalize endangered languages and investing in multilingual proficiency, a reality check that calls for funding.
People, for example, in German, they study in their local language, which is German. The Arabs study in their, local language. So are the Chinese, the Japanese, all both study in their mother tongue. And because they have emphasized the role of one's language in the socio-political and economic development, we are seeing them up there where we are struggling to be.
No country has achieved development in someone else's language, and that is what is going to happen in Africa. We will struggle, we will always be behind others who are using their languages to achieve development for their own countries. Until we realize that we need a language, a common language that can be the driver for Africa's development.
With each
And farm managers in schools that practice agriculture have revealed plans of proposing recommendations to the Ministry of Education to integrate farming within the curriculum as a strategy for skilling youth in agribusiness. During a media briefing on the 9th annual school farm camp, the farm manager Gayaza High School, Patrick Muhinda, expressed the need to equip youth with skills in urban farming, which they can transfer to their parents at home to start backyard gardens.
Gaza High School started a farm in the 50s, which has become one of the school model farms in the country. This is what inspired it to start organizing annual farm school camps to equip youth with skills in hands-on entrepreneurial activities. It is to hold the 9th of a kind.
We know that the youth are the biggest percentage as far as the country's population is concerned. And by doing this, we are also helping in ensuring that we are supporting the agriculture, which is the backbone of our economy.
Under this arrangement, the youth are to be introduced to crop livestock integration mechanism to enhance food security, nutrition in schools, trained in urban and peri-urban farming, plus adding value on agricultural products.
To bring out the idea of how agriculture can be integrated in the learning environment. How can we use the onions and the garlic and the turmeric to develop these chemicals that we use in the lab and something like that? The innovation part of it.
There was a bushera making session, and I don't think I could have learned this anywhere else, but adding milk in bushera removes the iron. I don't know where I would have picked that up from if it was in farm camp, and adding milk will give you taste, but we are looking for things that add nutrition.
The Food and Agriculture Organization from United States trained students on how to do vegetable farming in greenhouse and reveals that they are coming up with interventions on increasing crop production while preserving the environment.
Yes, to ensure inclusivity, we need the youth as part of the process, as part of the actors in eliminating hunger in the world. Production has increased. We need to see that there's better nutrition, both for the youth and also for the different actors or players. The whole population, let me say, should have a better nutrition. And we should do this while preserving our environment.
There are about 600 students from various schools to attend the farm school camp.
And with that, we take a quick break. When we return, business news.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nasa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.
And in talking news, MTN has improved on their data voice bundles. You can now call across all networks for the same price. We've talked to several eyewitnesses on the ground, and this is what one of them had to say. Amos, did you hear about the MTN daily voice bundles? So, to join many more other Ugandans enjoying these MTN daily voice bundles, dial *100 *21# or use the My MTN app to start enjoying. Stay tuned for more offers from MTN.
Discover Uganda's digital transformation roadmap. The Ministry of ICT and National Guidance and United Nations Development Program UNDP will unveil Uganda's first digital transformation roadmap on Thursday, 17th of August 2023 at 8 a.m. The roadmap will be launched by the Vice President of Uganda, Her Excellency Jessica Alupo. The Ministry of ICT and National Guidance developed the Digital Uganda Vision, DUV 2040, to guide the interventions for a digitally enabled society that is consistent with the transformed Ugandan society, from a peasant to a modern and prosperous country within 30 years. The roadmap will present an overarching vision for a well-connected Uganda that delivers on the opportunities, limits the risks, realists speculating how the vision can effectively be achieved.
Upgrade your lifestyle with the all-new entry-loaded Chillax voice bundles. Now, call all networks in Uganda with Chillax voice bundles. Call all networks. No expiry, no worries. Dial *100*1# and select call all networks. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
And in business news, Uganda Airlines launched a new mobile application that promises to enhance passenger journey experience, placing emphasis on seamless booking and ticketing processes. During the launch, the airline CEO, Jennifer Bamturaki, also shared insights into the airline's expansion vision, hinting at exciting new routes in the pipeline.
A new app integrated with the Amadeus booking system ushers travelers into a realm of instant flight information and an array of customer service tools, all united in a single digital arena. The airline CEO, Jennifer Bamturaki, highlighted that the app's benefits extend beyond mere convenience, emphasizing its potential to foster direct and meaningful interactions with customers.
Usually, the call center will have to contact so many intermediary people to get to you the flyer. But now with the app, you've put in your name, you've put in your details, we're able to get to you quickly. So we soften a lot of your pain points in case we have not reached you on time when we have these challenges. Also, we're able to have a database of our passengers. When your bookings are made through a third party, you do not have the passenger who flies with you. But now the app gives us that access to the customer.
According to the airline, this application comes fortified with robust layers of encryption and authentication to ensure the safety of sensitive information.
So what we're presenting to you is not something that has been developed yesterday. It's proven. It's been used by a couple of airlines that have been in the industry for many years than us. So we've adopted a technology and customized it. It's on a very secure platform that has been tested and used over and over.
With a fleet of 4 Sierra James Mitsubishi jets and 2 wide-body A330-800 Neo jets, Uganda Airlines is also poised to open new horizons by adding more routes to its portfolio.
In a few weeks, we'll be announcing 3 destinations. We are waiting for a certain process that is happening between us and Civil Aviation, where we are being prepared for the ICAO audit. And once we have that whole process complete, we'll be able to announce these routes.
Amid the global aviation industry's rebound from the aftershocks of COVID-19, Uganda Airlines says they're experiencing substantial growth in passenger loads. Samuel Sennono, UBC News.
The 90 Days of Oil and Gas Projects Conference has spotlighted the substantial impact of the industry on employment, attended by government representatives, oil companies and the private sector. The event unveiled insights into both direct and indirect job prospects within the sector.
Representatives from prominent oil companies and the private sector have come together to underscore the remarkable versatility of the industry. Chibuka Abdul, a member of the Uganda Chamber of Mines, highlighted the role that manpower services companies play in generating job prospects.
Many people have skills that are transferable from other sectors. Many of the people from direct experience as a recruiter, I will tell you that many of the people our firm has hired and moved to work for different clients in the oil and gas sector are coming from other industries.
Chief Executive Officer of the National Oil Company, Proskovia Nabanja, said a substantial financial commitment of $3 million over 2 years has been earmarked for infrastructure development.
The jobs that are going to be created, 32 to 35,000, and so on and so forth. So we are still keen as the state, but also as a national oil company on implementing the refinery project.
Jonan Chisache, Executive Director of the Uganda Insurance Association, reported that contracts valued at $7 billion were awarded, with $2 billion channeled towards local businesses.
We've already been able to write premiums and issue policies to the
these IOCs to the tune of about $23.8 million, which is a huge sort of gain for us as the insurance industry. Specifically on the Tiringa project, we've been able to issue 3 policies amounting to about $15.2 million.
The conference provided an encompassing overview of Uganda's journey in the oil sector. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Now in sports, Uganda's women national volleyball team has started the 2023 African Women Volleyball Championships on a winning note after edging Lesotho by 3-0. Uganda head coach started his best players, including Scovia Longat, Joan Tumshemerire and Flavia Muhoozi, as well as Catherine Ainembabazi. Uganda settled early and won the first set 25-10, triumphed in the second 25-5 before sealing the game with another 25-10 third set win at the Mfandena facility in Cameroon. Uganda is in Group B and will play Morocco on Thursday before facing Kenya, Rwanda and Burkina Faso. This is Uganda's first appearance at the championship since 2007 when the team finished 9th in Kenya. The championship winner will earn a place at the World Championships due later this year. Well, that does it for news tonight. Thank you for sticking with us. Elizabeth Nakakoni on Sign Language. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Have yourselves a lovely night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda. Discover Uganda's digital transformation roadmap. The Ministry of ICT and National Guidance and United Nations Development Program (UNDP) will unveil Uganda's first digital transformation roadmap on Thursday, 17th of August 2023 at 8 a.m. The roadmap will be launched by the Vice President of Uganda, Her Excellency Jessica Alupo. The Ministry of ICT and National Guidance developed the Digital Uganda Vision (DUV 2040) to guide the interventions for a digitally enabled society that is consistent with the transformed Ugandan society, from a peasant to a modern and prosperous country within 30 years. The roadmap will present an overarching vision for a well-connected Uganda that delivers on the opportunities, limits the risks, realists speculating how the vision can effectively be achieved. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
The family of Ambassador Haji Muhammad Tezikuba Chisambira, with deep sorrow, announced the death of their beloved father, Ambassador Haji Muhammad Tezikuba Chisambira. Prayers Salata Jenaza will be held on Friday, the 18th of August 2023 at Tawhid Mosque Mengo Kisenyi at 1 p.m. Thereafter, the body will be transported to Bulopa Kamuli. Burial will be held on Saturday at 2 p.m. Inshallah.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Introducing the Infinix Note 30 series in partnership with Airtel Uganda, a smartphone where style meets functionality. Take charge of the day with special features like the 108MP triple camera and 68 watts first charge, and the best part is you can use this phone to charge other phones.